Good evening.
Good evening, Vuyo.
Well, let's start with, when you take over, a lot of people sort of, you're unknown quantity, not sure, whether you're going to do. How was the reception?
I think the reception has been good. Everybody has welcomed me in the department. Even now, the public is beginning to realize that what they thought it's this MEC that can perform, is the MEC that is capable. That has been there in government, because I'm not new in government. I have been working at the Gauteng legislature. I've been the chairperson of all committees before, and I was the deputy speaker before I was deployed as the MEC. But because people, they don't know you, you're operating at the back, they think that there's nothing that you can deliver to the citizens of Gauteng. And I'm sure by now, with the 3 months that I've been in office, those who thought that I can't deliver, they must go and check what I've been doing in the finance, which, by the way, is not even the area that I'm specializing on, but because of that, of what happened, I end up being the MEC of finance, which I am not regretting, Vuyo, because I think I'm performing so well. I'm equal to the task that I've been given by the provincial government, and thanks to the Premier, who had confidence in me and believed that being a woman and a black woman in South Africa, I can lead the finances of a big province, which is the economic hub in Africa, which is Gauteng.
What have you done?
I've done quite a number of things since I've been in the office. I didn't change anything, by the way, but I've strengthened what I find there. The financial controls, we're busy strengthening them, and I've taken finance where it should be, to the communities, by doing road shows to each and every area. I've started there to some of the areas. I have programs that are directly talking to financial literacy in our communities, which you know very well, Vuyo, that it's something that not everyone does, because they think that when you're an MEC for finance, you only deal with allocations of the government departments. So then that's it. It's not that's it. You must go out and make sure that if there are programs that are in the communities, especially those that we have put money on as government departments, you monitor those things so that in future, everybody have confidence in this government that it can deliver. And I'm doing that exactly, working with the MECs from those various departments, because we do allocate funds to MECs, but when the MECs are doing their work, I must make sure that I'm part and I can see that what the money has been allocated for is going to the relevant projects.
Taxpayers' money, Emfuleni, is not going where it's supposed to go.
Emfuleni, we have a recovery plan now, and we acknowledge that there were problems, but now there is stability there. I have been there, I'm sure, more than 4 times now.
What makes you say that?
I'm working very directly with the executive mayor and the leadership, including the senior officials in Emfuleni. We have deployed senior government officials at the provincial level, led by the DDG, who is responsible for municipalities, especially on the financial side, to assist on the financial controls in Emfuleni. And I can say to you now, we're becoming stable. We're able to pay electricity. Eskom is being paid. Rand Water is being paid. So that's why I'm surprised now that after so much that we have done, people think that we have not done anything.
But what lies at the bottom of the crisis there, from your own analysis, from the work that you've done to turn the place around? What lies at the bottom of the...
I think part of the things were the billing system, the electricity billing system, that has been a problem, and some of the ratepayers were not paying their electricity. Some were even paying directly to Eskom, especially those big companies that are there. They decided that they are not going to pay their electricity.
But there were reasons.
Yes, there were reasons that they put, because there is an agreement that was signed there that is called, that agreement is 1997 agreement, which now we want to change that agreement with the companies, because I had meetings with big businesses in Emfuleni, and they agreed that at least now we must do something in relation to this agreement. They want their own agreement now. So there are talks that we are doing with NERSA and Eskom, so that at least they can intervene and make sure that that situation is sustainable. On my side, as the Gauteng provincial government, with the leadership of the Premier, we have the recovery plan that we've put in place. And that plan, we've got streams which are assisting Emfuleni, the financial streams that we believe that they must assist Emfuleni. So there's something that we're doing. So that's why I'm confident that in the next coming 6 months, everything will go to normal in Emfuleni. Again, we have made it a point that now the mayor and the leadership of Emfuleni are able to employ senior management, because senior management in some of the areas were not employed, but now we've pushed that at least those senior management, they must be employed. Besides that, the which is there now, is still the acting they are in a process now of employing an The CFO has been employed, which is something, again, that CFO that was there was recommended by the province. So at least now there is stability in terms of the management, and we fully agree that based on the support that we are giving them, they will change the situation.
Isn't the issue there what you're not talking about, and that is the political leadership, not only at Emfuleni, but across these municipalities? Because these are the people who are putting a lot of pressure on capable public servants to preventing them from doing what they're supposed to do.
I will not accuse the political leadership, because I'm part of the leadership in Gauteng too. I am the ANC Deputy Provincial Secretary. So the leadership, I've never seen any leader that has been putting pressure to anyone there, because I know any measure or any intervention that we've been doing, we usually have consultation with the leadership of the region and the province. So anything that we do in Emfuleni, we do it as a collective. So there's no decision that we've taken where the leaders will rebel or not agree with that decision.
Are you saying the political leadership of all these municipalities who are your deployees have nothing to do with the problems that we are seeing?
I'm not saying that they've got nothing to do with it, because remember, even in the AG's recommendations, you can see that they're citing in some municipalities where there's political leadership that is involved in the wrongdoing. Sometimes they're involved in the supply chain. But we always say that those that are doing that, they must be disciplined, definitely, because that's not what the ANC is saying to the leadership. If you are deployed in a municipality and you're at the head, the political head, you can't just go and want to take control over the supply chain that is done by the officials.
But, I mean, are you having conversations among yourselves as the senior leadership of the ANC in the province? Because this is the big issue that you're not confronting. You tiptoe around it, because you can put the most capable people in positions of municipal manager or, chief financial officer. But if the political leadership continues to behave the way they have been behaving, which doesn't help these municipalities, then whatever you do is just not going to work. In a few months' time, you're going to get rid of the people you're saying are capable that you've put or are putting in these municipalities.
I don't think so. So let's wait until they are there. But I think if they're performing, they need support. They need support indeed from the political leadership. But it doesn't mean that we just go and willy-nilly take people out. I don't think that's what the leaders are doing. But I'm saying again, we are not encouraging leaders to run the municipalities. Each and every one have a responsibility. People must stick to their responsibilities and to their roles. So you must stick to your lane if you are a leader in the municipality. Don't bully officials because you think that you are responsible and anyone else can't do anything. So, but in the ANC, which is where I'm leading, we do have conversations and advices on how do we deal with issues of municipalities. And MEC Maile is responsible for that because he's leading in that side, even of taking further other issues that are being raised. For example, the one that you're talking about, which will be on the issue of political leadership. Definitely, you will know if there is any municipality that there are political leaders that are doing that. But on the financial side, I have not seen anyone that is entangled himself or herself on the finances of the municipality. But we do want stability indeed, because we're not proud of the situation that I'm sure you have seen or presented in yesterday's meeting with the Council of Provinces, because I know that this interview, you wanted it because you have seen what was the outcry from the report that we presented in the legislature. And that report is going to change, because in some municipalities, there are measures in place that we are going to correct the situation.
Well, the MEC for Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Lebohang Mailo, whom you just mentioned, in a written reply to a DAMPL question, disclosed that the Emfuleni has spent an average of 300 million on outsourced services and consultants over the past 5 years. They've made use of 22 consultants and spent 300 million for both its capital and operational budget. Now, so there is clearly something that is not ideal happening there, because the municipality is embattled. It does have people who should be doing the work that the consultants are working, the allegation goes.
You know, what we have done now is some of the contracts that we are talking about, including this question that they are asking, the consultants that were there are no longer there, because we have said to the municipality they must cut some of those contracts, and we have said again, consultants must not be used in some of the areas when they know that that job can be done by some of the officials, because indeed you will see that in some areas there will be consultants that are doing the same work, and there are people that are employed to do that work. And again, consultants, when they are there, they don't impact their skill. They come and do their work, and then they still leave the officials doing the same thing. So they will go back to the consultants again. And then we said, it can't be like that. If there is a consultant, he must work there for 3 months, then leave the municipality so that the officials can take over and do the job. But where I know Emfuleni, we have cancelled the contracts. Most contracts that were there, that we believe that we don't need them, we've cancelled them. And we've recommended some officials from the Department of Finance that are assisting the municipality.
Very quickly, what is top on your to-do list? What will you be focusing on in the next few months?
100% clean audit from all Gauteng provincial government departments, stabilizing the finances in the municipality with the support that we're doing, and where there is a recovery plan like Emfuleni and and the district, which is Western District, we make sure that we implement the streams that we've put in place to assist those municipalities. Go back to basics, talk to communities. What is it when you are in a situation where you have a municipality like that one? You must pay your rates as citizens of the country and as citizens of the province, because sometimes in other areas, municipalities, people don't pay municipal rates. So we want to ensure that we educate our communities that it is important to pay your municipal rates, because if you are not paying them, you must know that you are destroying the municipality that is supposed to give services to the communities. The other issue is to make sure that we do financial literacy to the children, even in schools. They must learn to save. They must learn to save. If they save, they must save and spend correctly. And even sometimes people must learn to donate where there are those that are in need.
Okay, thank you very much for coming through.
Thank you so much.
Gauteng Department of Finance and E-Government MEC Nomantu Nkomo Ralehoka, who has just finished 100 days in office.